are going to discuss the last property of scattering parameter. Last class we have discussed three properties. In this class we are going to discuss the last property, and then we are going to solve a few numericals regarding the scattering parameter. Okay, so let us consider a device which is a two-port network. Okay, this is a two-port network. I will write two-port network. Okay, now as we know, the two-port network is having port 1 and port 2. So these are the initial position in which incident wave is A1 and the reflected wave is B1 with respect to port 1. Similarly, for port 2, A2, and for port 2 it is reflected is B. It is incident wave and this is reflected wave. Done. Now at this particular point we are identifying some scattering parameter. At this particular point we are identifying some scattering parameter. Now according to this, the scattering parameters whatever we have identified, since it is a two-port network, we will have four scattering parameters: S11, S12, S21 and S22. Okay. Now S11 and S22 both are reflection coefficient for the port 1 and port 2, and S12 and S21 both are attenuation factor which reduce the transmission power. Okay. So this S11, S12, S21 and S22 is identified. But the thing is, the third property speaks, fourth property speaks the phase shift. Okay. This is the last property, that is called phase shift property. Phase shift property means the initial position of the port 1 we have considered at this point, and initial position of a port 2 is considered at this point. If this particular position is absorbed or if it is measured at position 1 dash or it is position 2 dash, that means if you take this port position from this point to this point or from this point to this point, your length is going to change, your position is going to change, and once this length is going to change means your phase shift will come into picture, because e to the power j beta L, what we used to write, for example, at this position e to the power minus j beta L, for any reflection coefficient if I will measure, so e to the power minus j beta L it will come. So what is this? E to the power minus j phi 1 I can write, because at port 1. Similarly, at port 2 I can write e to the power minus j phi 2, initial position. Okay, so wherever the initial position of port 1 and port 2 is lies. Now if you change this position either from 1 to 1 dash or 2 to 2 dash from both the side, then what will happen? The length of this particular phase is also going to change. So in 1 dash I will observe e to the power minus phi 1 dash, and similarly here I will observe e to the power minus phi 2 dash. So these are the two phase shift will come into picture when if you change the position of the ports. Initial position is 1 and 2, but when you change the position, your phase shift is also going to change. So when your phase shift is also going to change, your scattering parameter is going to change. Okay, that we will discuss now. Okay, so here I have written the scattering parameter. So if you change the position from 1 to 1 dash, if you change the position 2 to 2 dash, your scattering parameter is also going to change. How it is going to change? Let's see. So here what happens? Phi 1 dash is the change of phase shift. Initially it is phi 1, now it will change to phi 1 dash. But what is the distance is covering? From A1, from the position 1 to 1 dash, the length is L1, and from position 2 to 2 dash the position is L2. Okay, so your phase will become phi 1 is equals to beta into L1 and phi 2 is equals to beta into L2. So these are the phi 1 and phi 2, these are the phase shift, okay, with respect to the change of position. Now we need to represent the S parameter. Initially, the S parameter for the two-port network is this much: S11, S12, S21 and S22. Now if there is only one variation is there, that means if position 1 is shifted to 1 dash, that means only the port 1 factor is going to change, not with respect to port 2. If you are changing the position 2 to 2 dash, then you are going to change with respect to port 2. Here I have changed for both the ports, for port 1 and port 2. But in question they will ask, if one of the port remain as it is and one of the port changes, position changes to L1 dash or L1 whatever it is, if it is changed, then what will be your new scattering parameter? For example, if this position remain constant, if this position is changed, then the effect is only observed with respect to the port 1, not with port 2. Okay. Next, if the port 1 remain constant and port 2 variation is there, that means the scattering parameter is changed with respect to the port 2. But if you are changing the two position at a time, that means your total scattering parameter will change off. Now let's see, here I have written this scattering parameter. It is S dash is the new scattering parameter after the shifting the position. So first, this one, first matrix indicate the change of position at port 1. Okay, if there is a change in position in port 1, you will get e to the power minus j phi 1 0 0, because S12 and S21 both will be 0 and your reflection coefficient will depend upon e to the power j phi 1 and e to the power minus j phi 2. Similarly, if only with respect to port 1, if I am measuring, that means only two matrices I am going to identify. But if it is for port 1 and this is for port 2, for port 2, if there is a variation in port 2. So your scattering parameter is going to multiply with this another matrix in order to identify the variations in a port 1 as well as in port 2. If there is a 2 variation, you have to multiply these two matrices. We will solve few numerical, then you can understand. But for the time being, you need to understand that if at a port 1, if there is a change with the length L1, then we will get e to the power minus j phi 1. Okay. If there is a variation in a port 2, you will get e to the power minus j phi 2 dash. But what is that phi 1 and phi 2? Phi 1 dash is a beta 1 into L1 and phi 2 dash is a beta 2 into L2. So these are the two factors I have represented for port 1 and port 2. Same thing, if I will take S11, so what is S11? B1 by A1. So B1 by A1 if you will take, then here you will get around, this is your 1 and this is your 2, yes. So if you are taking B1 by A1, e to the power j minus 2j phi 1 you will get. Similarly, S22, if you are getting B2 by A2, so you will get e to the power minus j 2 phi 2 dash. Okay. So depend upon the identification of the parameters of a particular scattering matrix, your phase is going to identify. Why I have placed with respect to only S11 and S22? Because here there is a variation. Okay, here there is a variation. But if it is S12 and S21, if I want to calculate, then e to the power j phi 1 dash plus phi 2 will come and it will contribute as a noise, and due to which it is an attenuation factor, and we are eliminating that attenuation factor. So if the elimination is there, then we are considering this diagonal element S12 and S21 both are 0. It is not correlated with each other. It is only with respect to the port 1 and port 2. Okay. So this is for port 1 and this is for port 2. So if there is a 2 variation, you have to multiply the scattering parameter with port 1 and port 2 variation of phase. If there is only one variation, only port 1 is varying, that means this matrix and this matrix. If there is a variation in a second port, first matrix scattering parameter with this sort of matrix, you will get your resultant value. So this is the last property of a scattering parameter. It is called as a phase shift property. If your position is changed, if original position is changed to some other position, your phase is going to change. Why? Because change in length. If the length is changed, phase is also going to be changed. So this is the last property. Now we will discuss few numericals, fundamental numericals. Okay. So this is one numerical which we are going to solve now. First we will understand what it is and then we will solve. So first here it is given, consider a lossless network. The condition is given lossless network. Now here two questions are there. If a network is reciprocal, okay, if a reciprocal means S12 is equals to S21, show that this must be the relation. Means reciprocal means S12 is equals to S21. Okay. Hint is given. Another hint is called as a lossless network. Lossless network property is what? Take the row component or the column component, individual square, individual component if you add with respect to row or with respect to column, the resultant must be equal to 1. So that is the lossless network. And the network is also called as a reciprocal. So we have to prove that mod of S21 square is equals to 1 minus S11 whole square. So by seeing this question, you can decide that how many port of device it is. First of all, you have to identify the number of ports. So as it is given, it is maximum 2 is written. So that means it is a 2-port network, not more than that. So you have to consider the scattering matrix as S11, S12, S21 and S22. So this will be my scattering matrix on which the different properties we are going to impose. So first hint is given, S12 is equals to S21. So it is a reciprocal network and moreover it is a lossless in nature. So first I am going to solve the first part, that is A, lossless network. So lossless network condition is what? If this is the scattering parameter, if I will consider row 1, any of the row or any of the column square must be equal to 1. So S11 whole square plus S12 whole square must be equal to 1, and row 2 is S21 whole square plus S22 whole square is equals to 1. This is with respect to row. Similarly, with respect to column, S11 whole square plus S21 whole square, and column 2 is S12 whole square plus mod of S22 whole square is equals to 1. So this is the condition for the lossless network. Now here the question is given, consider a lossless network in which the resultant is reciprocal in nature and the S21 is equals to 1 minus S11 square. So as you can see that if I am considering row 1, okay, so it is S11 square plus S12 square, it must is equals to 1. So this is my equation 1. So this equation I have considered. Now next condition is given, the network is reciprocal in nature. So reciprocal network condition I will put, if it is reciprocal, then S12 is equals to S21. So what I will do, I will substitute in place of S12 as S21. So it is mod of S11 square plus mod of S21 square is equals to 1. And if you take this S11 square right hand side, you will get S21 square is equals to 1 minus mod of S11 square. So this is the equation which we need to prove. So we have proved this equation. Okay, so it is proved. Done. So here what happens? Just we have identified the lossless relation. After identifying the lossless relation, we have substituted the reciprocal network condition. After substituting the reciprocal network condition, we have obtained the same thing what it was asked. Mod of S21 square is equals to 1 minus S11 square. So this I have obtained. So this is the first part of the network, means of this question. Second question is, if a network is a non-reciprocal. Non-reciprocal means S12 is not equals to S21. Okay. So that is non-reciprocal. So here I will put, it is S12 is not equals to S21. So this hint is given. Show that it is impossible to have a unidirectional transmission. If there is a, we have to check that whether it is a unidirectional transmission or not. It is a, if it is a non-reciprocal network, that we have to check. And the conditions are S12 is equals to 0 and S21 is equals to not equal to 0. So we have to identify this property. So according to the given condition, first we have to go through the lossless condition, then we have to substitute this condition there, and then we have to proceed it. And we have to justify it is impossible to have a unidirectional transmission. Means in one direction it is not possible, other direction is also there. Okay. So let me write, let me erase it. So second bit is non-reciprocal network. Non-reciprocal network. So non-reciprocal network, S12 is not equal to S21. As the value is given, S12 is 0 and S21 is not equal to 0. So that means my scattering parameter, which we will have S11, S12, S21 and S22. So this is the scattering parameter. But according to the given question, our S12 is 0. Okay. So if I will take row 1, and for this question also it is a lossless in nature because it is a common question. So if it is a lossless in nature, S11 square plus 0 is equals to 1. So that means my mod of S11 is equals to 1. So here I have got one relation. Next, if I will take column 1 or row 1, anything if you take column 1, mod of S11 square plus mod of S21 square is equals to 1. Done. Now here what happens, S11 is 1, so if I will substitute here, then my S21 mod of S21 will become as a 0. Now S21 if it is 0, so that means it is impossible to have a unidirectional. From both the side we are transmitting the information, but depend upon the condition, as the condition is given S21 is not equals to 0, but if I will substitute S21 as 0, my scattering parameters will change according to the lossless network. In lossless network, maximum information we are going to deliver from one end to the other end. It is a unidirectional. But here what happens, here it becomes as a S21. If I am solving this matrix, S21 becomes 0. So it is very difficult to identify the unidirectional method. Okay, in two ways it is provided. It is so that it is impossible to have a unidirectional transmission. Unidirectional means from both the from one end only we are going to transmit, not from the other end. Okay, but since S11 and S22 will exist, so that means from both the side we are feeding the power. So bidirectional it is. So power transmission is bidirectional, not unidirectional, because here S21 is 0 and S12 is also 0. It is a resultant is 0, and S12 and S21 will exist. If it exists, that means from both the side the power is fed. Okay, so if you check that for this particular column, R2 mod S21 whole square plus S22 whole square is equals to 1. Now as we have identified S21 is 0, so I can suppress this value as 0 and we will get S22 is 1. So S22 is 1 and S11 is 1. That means from both the side of the two-port network we are providing the power. Okay, so it is very difficult to design the unidirectional transmission. It is from both the side we are transmitting the information. Okay, so like this you have to justify your answer. So this sort of questions may come in your exam. Okay, we will take one more question. Okay, so this is one more question. So as I have written, there are 4-port network. Okay, a 4-port network has a scattering matrix below. This is the scattering matrix, this whole part. Okay, so 4-port device means there are 16 parameters will be there, because it is 4 cross 4 dimension, 4 row and 4 columns, so there will be a 16 parameters. Okay, now the question is given, check the network is a lossless or reciprocal in nature. That we have to check first. Second, we have to identify the return loss only for the port 1 if rest of the ports are terminated with a match condition. Match condition means your load impedance is equivalent to your characteristics impedance of the line. So that is called as a match termination. Always remember this match termination. Match termination means your characteristics impedance is equals to load impedance. So reflection coefficient automatically it will become as a 0. Okay, so it is a match terminated. Load is equivalent to the characteristics impedance. Done. Similarly, next, insertion loss and the phase difference between 1 and 3 means port 1 and port 3 are the 3 ports in which we have to identify the insertion loss. Okay, and these losses we have already seen how we are determining the losses. Okay, first insertion loss, return loss, transmission loss, and one more is called as reflection loss is also there. So according to those relations we will solve all these particular statements. So it is insertion loss and the phase between port 1 and port 3 if rest of the port is terminated with a match termination. Match termination means again it is ZL is equals to Z0 where no reflection coefficient taken place. It is a match terminated. Okay. Next, last one, reflection coefficient at 1. We have to identify the reflection coefficient at port 1 if the short circuit is placed at port 3 and rest of the ports are match terminated. So short circuited at port 3 means your ZL is equals to 0, short circuited line, and for rest of the thing it is a match termination. So how we are proceeding, let's see. So here first we have to check whether the network is lossless or reciprocal in nature. So lossless means since these are the all S parameter, S11, S12, S13, S14, then S21, S22, S23, S24, then S31, S32, S33, S34, and here S41, S42, S43 and S44. So depend upon this scattering parameter we have to judge whether this network is a for device is a lossless network or it is a reciprocal network. Let us consider this is a device. This is one port. This is the second port. This is the third port and this is the fourth port. So this is port 1. This is port 2. This is port 3 and this is port 4. So it is a 4-port network. Done. So like this we have to consider and all the parameters are available there. So here I will write as parameter is available. So first is I have to check for lossless. So lossless means any row or any column if you take individual square and it must be equal to 1. If you take a square of this plus square of this plus square of this plus square of this, if it is equals to 1 then you can say it is a lossless. Or if you take the square of this plus square of this plus square of this term, if it is equivalent to 1 then it is equals to then we can say it is called as a lossless. So let me check first. If I am taking row 1, so it is mod 1 whole square, no angle, only the magnitude part, mod S11 whole square. I will write the equation first. S11 square, S12 square, S13 mod square plus S14 mod square must be equal to 1 if it is a lossless. But we will check. S11 is 0.1 whole square, S12 it is 0.6 whole square mod square, because angle we are not considering, it is a magnitude part. Then it is mod 0.6 whole square plus mod 0.0 whole square. So if I am solving this, I will get 0.01, 0.36 plus 0.36 plus 0, which is equals to, this is 6 plus 6, 12, 13, 3, 1, this is 6 and 7. So near about the total value we are getting as 0.73, which is not equal to 1. So if it is not equal to 1, then I will say the network, therefore the network is not a lossless, network. Okay, this network, whether we have to check the network is a lossless or not. No, it is not a lossless network. Losses are there because the first row square, if I am taking this row, individual square component including 0, because all the points we have to consider, or you can consider this column also, you will get 0.73. So 0.73 is not equal to 1. So we have to justify that this network is not a lossless network. Okay, so this is the first one. Next we have to check whether it is a reciprocal or not. Now how to check this one is a reciprocal or not? Now reciprocal, as you can see, S12 must be equal to S21, S13 must be equal to S31, that we have to see. So let me write for reciprocal. Okay, so here S12 must be equal to S21, S13 must be equal to S31, S23 must be equal to S32, S41 is equals to 14, and S24 must be equal to S42, and S34 must be equal to S43. So if these all conditions are satisfied for the given question, then we can say it is called reciprocal. Okay. Now check. S12 is equals to S21. Which one is S12? This is my S12. Okay, S12. So here I will write, this is my S12. Now S12 is equals to S21. Yes, it is equal. This is S21. So it satisfies. Okay. Next, S23 is equals to S32. S23 is how much? S23 is 0. S23. S32 is also 0. Yes, it is satisfied. So this is also satisfied. Done. Next, S13 is equals to S31. S13 is equals to how much? 0.6. So here I will write S13. And here also it is same, 0.6 angle minus 45 degrees. So it is S31. So it is also satisfied. Okay. Similarly, S41 is equals to S14. S14 is how much? It is 0. S14. And here also it is 0. So here I will write S41. So it satisfies. Done. Similarly, S24 is equals to S42. S24 is 0.6 angle 45 degrees. So it is S24. Similarly, here also it is S42. Both are same. So it is also same. Similarly, S34 is equals to S43. S34 is 0.6 angle minus 45 degree. 3, 4. Similarly, S43 is also same. port 3. So this property is also satisfied. So that means what will be our conclusion? Therefore, network is reciprocal in nature. Reciprocal in nature. So what will be our conclusion for this statement? The conclusion is the network is reciprocal in nature but not a lossless one. Okay, so these are the two things we need to prove. One is lossless and one is reciprocal. So like this you have to analyze it. Okay, so next we will proceed for the B, that is called return loss for port 1 if port 2 and port 3 and 4 are match terminated. Let me erase this. Okay, so B1 you have to identify the return loss, but for port 1. But before that we need to find out the relation. So return loss relation is minus 20 log of reflection coefficient. That is called return loss. Okay. Now what is this reflection coefficient? This reflection coefficient can be for port 1, can be for port 2, can be for port 3, can be for port 4. But since here it is given, we have to identify at port 1. So that means reflection coefficient 1, and for what it is? It is S11. Remember this. So reflection coefficient 1, because in the scattering matrix you can see the diagonal elements all are reflection coefficient. S11 reflection coefficient for port 1, S22 reflection coefficient for port 2, S33 reflection coefficient for port 3, and S44 reflection coefficient for port 4. Now why it is 0? Because it is perfectly match terminated. I will prove it. Let me write for reflection coefficient 2. Done. So reflection coefficient 2, if I am writing ZL minus Z0, ZL plus Z0. Now for match condition, what it is? Match condition means your load impedance must be equal to characteristics impedance. So that means reflection coefficient S22 is 0. So it is 0 or not? Yes, it is 0. Satisfied. Similarly, reflection coefficient 3, ZL minus Z0, again ZL plus Z0 both are same. So our S33 is also 0. So it is 0. Done. And you can see S44 is also 0. So reflection coefficient at the fourth point or the fourth port is also 0. Done. So what is left? Only port 1. So as per the question, we have to identify the return loss at port 1 if all other ports, means port 2, port 3, port 4, all are match terminated with characteristic. This port is having characteristics impedance Z0, this is also Z0, this is also Z0, and here some parameter is there, S11 is given. Okay. So if it is terminated with a load impedance Z0, if it is terminated with load impedance Z0, if it is terminated with load impedance Z0, your reflection coefficient is 0. So reflection coefficient is 0. Now, so return loss RL is minus 20 log reflection coefficient 1, because we have to identify the return loss. So reflection coefficient 1 means I will substitute mod of S11. Okay, because only the magnitude part we are considering. Mod of S11 whole square. So it is actually in minus 10 log something. So that square will come as a minus 20 log. So in place of S11 you can substitute the value. S11 is equals to 0.1 angle 90 degree. So mod S11 is equals to 0.1. Substitute this value. You will get minus 20 log of 0.1. So 0.1 means it is 10. So you will get around 20 dB. So this is your answer. So return loss is 20 dB at port 1 if rest of the port are perfectly matched. So like this you have to explain it, you have to justify the answer. Okay, directly don't write that return loss is this much, but you have to prove all these things because your scattering matrix need to be satisfied. Okay, so this is the B part. So let me erase it. Next, we have to find out the insertion loss. Okay, so for insertion loss, now here it is given port 1 and port 3, means port 1 and port 3 are active but rest of the port are inactive, means they are perfectly matched. If it is perfectly matched, return loss will be 0 for them. Okay, now insertion loss we have to calculate. First of all, that loss equation you need to write. 1 minute. So insertion loss between port 1 and port 3 and rest of the port are perfectly match dominated. Done. Now in this 1 and 3 are active. That means I will provide the power at port 1 and output I can measure at port 3. But port 2 and port 4 both are match terminated. If both are match terminated, then what will be our relation? Input power is at port 1 and output power at port 3. Same question I can write if this one is 2 and this one is 4. This is the possibility they can give. Here I have given 1 and 3, so that means 1 will become as input and 3 will become as output, and other two ports will become as a match terminated. Similarly, if I will just change this value, my parameters is also going to change. For this, insertion loss means we have 10 log of input power divided by the output power. This is the relation for input by output. Okay. So input power at port, first I will take with 1 and 3. Okay. If it is 1 and 3. So if I will provide the power relation at port 3, so it is P1 divided by P3. Okay, with respect to 1 and 3 I am writing. Done. So if I am writing like this, so 10 log P1 is incident A1 square and P3, in which we are getting the output, okay, with a certain load ZL, and it is along B3 and here it is along A1. So here I will write B3 square. So I will resolve this 10 log 1 by B3 by A1 whole square. So here I will get minus 20 log, this 2 you take outside, take this denominator to numerator and put minus, you will get B3 by A1. Now what is B3 by A1? It is S31. So it is B3 by A1. Okay. Now if 31 is there, then this must be equal to S13 because we have seen that it is a reciprocal network. So in place of this, so I can write 10 minus 20 log of mod of S13. Done. Now what is S13? Check. It is S11, S12, S13. So it is 0.6 we have to substitute. minus 20 log of 0.6 dB. You calculate it with the help of calculator and it will be in a plus term, okay? Because the 6 by 10, again 10 it will take as a numerator value, minus minus it may cancel out and you will get around positive value, okay? So this is with respect to 1 and 3. Similarly, we can also find for 2 and 4 also. But what will be the difference? Let me write here. If insertion loss between 2 and 4. So here my equation will become 10 log base 10 P2 by P4. Okay. So it is 10 log base 10 A2 square divided by B4 square. Now similarly I can write minus 20 log S42. And as we know, S42 is equals to S24 because due to the reciprocal network, we have proved it. Now in place of S42, you try to substitute the given value. This is mod of S42. So what is S42? S42 is 0.6. So here it is 0.6 dB. Done. So solve this, you will get your relation. Always remember this sort of fundamental relations. First, what is he is asking? Insertion loss means input power by output power. So if input power is a port 1, output power is port 3, rest of the port are match terminated. Okay. Similarly, one more combination you can see 2 and 4, or you can form a relation with 4 and 1, you can form a relation with 2 and 3, like that. Okay, possible, 4 possible combination they can give. So like this you have to proceed. This is with respect to 1 and 3, this is with respect to 2 and 4. Done? So last one, you have to identify the reflection coefficient at port 1 if short circuit placed at port 3 and rest of the port is match terminated. Okay, that we will solve. Okay, so last one, there are two conditions are there. Okay, so one by one we will see as I have written the things so that we can move to the next question faster way. So as you can see here, the question is asked reflection coefficient at port 1. Okay, condition is short circuit placed at port 3 and rest of the ports are match terminated. So rest of the port are match terminated means your reflection coefficient at port 2 is 0, reflection coefficient at port 4 is 0, match termination. Done? Next, if reflection coefficient is 0, that means no incident power at the port 2 and port 4. So here I have written V2 plus and V4 plus both are 0 because reflection coefficient, if I will write of 2, V2 minus divided by V2 plus. So this V2, if it is 0, then both are equivalent as reflection coefficient. Similarly for V4 also 0. No input power is provided. It is terminated. Okay. So reflection coefficient is 0 for this first condition. Second, the short circuit is placed at port 3. So short circuit is placed at port 3 means your load impedance at port 3 ZL is equals to 0. So here I have written ZL is equals to 0. Now reflection coefficient port 3, this I can write as 33 also, minus 1 as per the given condition. ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. Now if it is terminated with short circuit, your load impedance ZL is 0 and here ZL is 0. So you will get minus 1. So this is minus 1. Okay. So if it is S11, S33, I can write V3 minus divided by V3 plus. So here I have written V3 plus is equals to V3 minus, because if you take this V3 plus here, it will be equal. Incident potential is equals to reflected potential. So that is the first condition. Okay. Next. Now with respect to 1 and 3 we are going to identify, because rest of the port is terminated. So what I will write, reflected my equation, what will happen? V1 minus S11 V1 plus S13 and V3 plus. because S12 no relation, S14 no relation, so it will have only S13 and V3 plus. Because whenever the scattering matrix we are forming, the first one is the reflected potential, then the scattering parameter, then the incident potential. So incident potential here it is V1 plus and V3 plus. Okay. Now as V3 plus is equals to V3 minus, you can substitute here S11 into V1 plus minus S13 into V3 minus. Okay. Next, what is S31? S31 is V3 minus is equals to S31 into V1 plus. So in place of this V3 minus, you can substitute this, and so that equation whole it will become as a V1 minus. Our main motive is to find out the reflection coefficient at port 1. So reflection coefficient at port 1 means V1 minus divided by V1 plus we have to identify. So this relation, if you substitute here, you will get reflection coefficient at port 1 is equals to V1 minus divided by V1 plus, which is equals to S11, okay, minus V1 take as a common S13, and here it is in place of V3, if you substitute here you will get S31. So that means S13 into S31. So S13 into S31, which is equals to how much? S11 is how much? 0.1 angle 90 degree. That means 0.1 of J, because sin cos 90 is 0 plus J sin 90 it is 1. So it is J. Directly I have written. Next, S13 is how much? S13. So it is 0.6 angle minus 45, and S31 is how much? S31 is okay, 0.6 into angle minus 45. Here I have missed minus sign, so it will be angle 90 degree. So it is 0.36 angle minus 90 degree. So this minus it will become as a minus j. So minus minus plus. So it is 0.1 j plus 0.36 j. Okay, 0.36 j, which is equals to 0.46 j. Or reflection coefficient I can write 0.46 angle 90 degree. So this is my answer. So this is called my reflection coefficient at port 1 if port 3 is short circuit and port 2 and port 4 both are match terminated. Okay, so like this question in exam they will ask, analytical question. You have to think properly which particular port is excited, which particular is short circuited, and which particular port are match terminated. According to that you have to identify all these relations. Okay, because all these relations are already derived, you need to recall all those things, and you have to analyze according to the given scattering parameter. Okay, we will go for one more problem and then we will wind up. Okay, so this is the last question for today's session. Tomorrow one few more questions we will solve. Okay, for the time being let us discuss this question. So a 4-port network, that means 4-port network means there are the 16 parameters will be there, and if 3 and 4 are connected with match termination, 3 and 4 are match termination means there is no reflection coefficient, the reflection coefficient will be 0. So ZL is equals to Z0 for both the cases 3 and 4, and the electrical termination is 100 degree. Okay, find the insertion loss and the phase between 1 and 2. So 3 and 4 both are terminated. As you can see this figure, the 1 and 2 are there, in which power is fed at 1 and output power is observed at port 2. So this will be our input, this will be output. And insertion loss is what? Insertion loss is a ratio of input power by the output power. Okay, so input power is what? Input power will be V1 plus and output power will be V2 minus. So we have to form a relation between V1 and V2 plus. Okay, so that is the first part. And as per the figure, you can see this figure is also given, in which 3 and 4 are perfectly match terminated, but the transmission coefficient between them is given as e to the power minus j60. Now how to proceed all these things, and S parameter S11, S12 and all these things are given, and we have to identify the insertion loss and the phase delay. The big hint is given, the transmission coefficient is there. Transmission coefficient means one incident with respect to the other port reflected, that is called transmission coefficient, and that it is given as e to the power minus j60. According to that we have to proceed. So since it is given as transmission, so we will form a relation between the port 1 and port 2, that is input and output. So V1 plus by V2 plus, that is called transmission coefficient between port 1 and port 2. So as the thing, I will write T21. So this is the transmission coefficient. So this T21 we have to identify. Okay, how? Let's see. Now as per the given system, the input power is fed at port 1 and output is observed at port 2. So that means V1 plus is there and V2 minus is there. Because there is no source, that means V2 plus is 0. So V2 minus means reflected power, means it is the output power at the port 2. Next, according to the S matrix, S12 is equals to S31 is equals to S21, S24, S31, S34, S42 and S43, all are 0. So as you can see, all values are 0. So that I have written. That is one confusion what we have seen from the scattering parameter. Next, we have to form a relation between V2 minus and V1 plus. So accordingly we have to see. So here I have written V2 minus is the reflected one. If I will correlate with respect to 2 and 3, so V2 minus is equals to V2 3 and V3 plus. So this I can write as S23 and T into V4. Now in this figure you can see V4 is equals to the transmission matrix, transmission into the transmission coefficient into V3 minus, because there is a relationship between 3 and 4. So transmission coefficient means V4, transmission coefficient, it is V4 plus V3 minus. So if you take this V3 minus here, you will get your V4 plus. So V3 plus is equals to V4 minus also you can write, as well as V4 plus is equals to T into V3 minus, anyone you can write. So we will use this particular part. Okay. So here what I have done, here it is V23 is a value. So V2 minus is equals to V21 and V3 plus. In place of this V3 plus, I have substituted this transmission coefficient with respect to 4. So if I have substituted with respect to 4, it will become S23 transmission with V4 minus. So this S23 will identify, this is S23. Like this I can write S23. S23 means reflected potential with respect to the incident potential. So it is S23, in place of V3 you have substituted transmission coefficient into V4 minus. But the question comes, why we are using? Because in question it is given the transmission coefficient need to be included. For that reason we have substituted here. So in place of this V3 plus, we have substituted T into V4 minus. So T into V4 minus. Over. Next, V3 minus is equals to S33 into V3 plus. We have to represent it in terms of V4. So a V3 minus is equals to S33 into V3 plus. So this is the second, this is the first one, this is the second one. Next, with respect to V4 minus we will see. V4 minus is equals to S41 into V1 plus S44 into V4 plus. Because S2 and 3 both are terminated with each other, here we are forming a relation with respect to 1 and 4. So what I will do, S41 into V1 plus, in place of V4 plus, substitute T into V3 minus. So it is T into V3 minus. Okay. Next, S41 into V1 plus, S44. Now T into V3 plus, you can substitute in above as V3 minus as S33 in and V3 plus. So it is S33 transmission coefficient V3 plus. expand it. So if you are expanding this S41, S44, S33 and T square into V4 minus, because this V3 plus here you can see T into V4 minus, so here I have substituted T into V4 minus, so it is T square into V4 minus. Now in this you can see V4 plus is available. Take this component left hand side. So if you are taking this component left hand side, you will get S41 into V1 plus divided by 1 minus S33 S44 T square. But why we are using this? With the help of the transmission coefficient. Okay. Now once it is identified, we will proceed for the insertion loss relation. T21. T21 means it is V2 minus divided by V1 plus. So that is the incident power by the reflected power, output power, and then we are taking the square of it. Okay. Now how it is? Insertion loss, we have a relation 10 log incident power by output power. So 10 log incident power is V1 square, output power is V2 minus whole square. Like this I can write, or here I will write A1 square divided by B4 square or B2 square, reflected one. So this A1 when it will come down, B2 by A1 it will come, so that is called as the transmission coefficient. This is called as a transmission coefficient. So this transmission coefficient is V2 minus divided by V1 plus. Now whatever the thing we have here, we need to substitute. So what is V2 minus? V2 minus is S23 into T into V4 minus. So this V4 minus we have calculated here. You need to substitute in this. So it is S23 T into S44 divided by 1 minus S33 S44 T square. So this whole relation, whatever we have got as V4 minus, substitute in this equation. So we will get S22 S44 into T divided by 1 minus S33, sorry, this is S41 because here it is S41 is available. So S23 S41 into T divided by 1 minus S33 S44 T square. Whatever the values available in this scattering matrix, substitute it. And what is the value of T? The value of T is e to the power minus j 60. So that is how much? That is 1 angle minus 60 degree. So here all I have written in terms of polar form, divided by T square. Solve it, you will get around 0.463 angle minus 140 degree. So this is your transmission coefficient, and this transmission coefficient you are going to insert here to identify the insertion loss. So insertion loss is what? Minus 20 log of V2 minus divided by V1 plus. So V2 minus indicate B2, V1 plus indicate A1. So insertion loss is output by input minus 20 log of reflected power by the incident power. So here I have substituted. Insertion loss is 6.73 dB and the phase delay is how much? Minus 105 degree. Go through this numerical properly, because here we have used the transmission coefficient with respect to 3 and 4, and then we have derived with respect to 1 and 2. Okay. So this is like this question in exam, it will be asked. It is the analytical question. These questions are, they will not ask directly. They will ask a little bit in a twisted manner. You can refer all these relations. Most probably the textbook it will be available, but solution is not there. I have tried and I have solved it. So these are the basic answers. Okay. So like this question you try to execute it and try to solve this sort of question. Next class we will discuss few more questions regarding the S parameter, and then we will go for the signal flow graph of the S parameter. Okay. Till then, thank you all.